Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time of day it is, and whatever part of the world you at right now. Welcome back to ASKnowlin. Today we're gonna do a lesson on systems of equations and solving or coming up with the solutions to a system of equations by graphing. So let's go ahead and take a look and jump on in. All right. First of all, we have once again we're doing our systems of equations. So what exactly is a system of equations? It is two or more equations with the same variable. Now, the solutions of a system, there's two different ways you can do this. You can get the solution by graphing, or you can get it by actually working out the math, which we call algebraically. So, if you do it graphically, the point x, y, where the 2 points intersect. So if you're looking at a graph of a system of equations and you're trying to identify the solution, you want to identify the place where those two lines intersect. Now, if you're doing it algebraically, the point xy, that makes both equations true. Now, there are different types of solutions for systems of equations. The first one, visually, it's going to look like intersecting lines. And the solution is wherever the lines intersect. So this point right here would be our xy, whatever xy is. Now, if you have a system of equations that happen to be parallel lines, that means that the answer is no solution. Okay, they have no solution. They do not intersect. So because they don't intersect, they don't have any solution. Now, the last one, visually, it's gonna look like the same line, but really it's two lines. So what we do, we draw an arrow looking like that, and then we draw the second line kind of like as an extension of the first one. But really, when you look at a system of equations that's basically the same line, it's gonna look like one line, okay? And that's said to have infinite solutions. Now, we have what we call steps to solving a system by graphing, okay? 3 simple steps, all right? The first step is gonna be to rewrite the equations in slope-intercept form. All right, the second step, we're going to graph each line. And lastly, identify the solution or solutions, okay? Now, that's it. 3 easy steps. Rewrite each equation in slope-intercept form, graph each of the lines, and then identify the solution. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here we are at number 1. Now, let me go ahead and zoom in here. As we take a look at number 1, both of the equations are already written in slope-intercept form. All right, and remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, and we can put that right here. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, okay? Now, as I said before, number 1, both of the equations are already in slope-intercept form. So for the first one, m is equal to 1, and the y-intercept is equal to 0, -8. So plotting that, here, on my y-axis, I go down to -8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8 is -8. And the slope is +1, so that means to go up 1, right 1. All right. So
the arrow that I'm about to draw on the bottom really should be facing to the right.
So
Up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, and I can pretty much just follow this pattern on out, just like that. Okay.
and draw that line. All right, now the second equation, the slope is -2, which gives you -2 over 1, which is down to right 1. And the y-intercept is +1. So for the second equation, the y-intercept is +1, and then you go down to right 1.
So, down to right 1, down to right 1, down to right 1, down to right 1, down to right 1. And now I can go ahead and draw that line. And I can also go backwards. Up to left 1, up to left 1, up to left 1. Draw the line.
now I can go ahead and identify my solution. The solution we can see is right here, which is, this is 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So positive 3, negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Positive 3, negative 5. And now we're just going to repeat that process for the next one. All right, so as I said before, for number 2, we're just going to repeat the process. Both of the equations for number 2 are already in slope-intercept form. So let's go ahead and identify the slope for the first equation. That's m equals positive 1/2. So that means go up 1, right 2. And the y-intercept is positive 9. So on the y-axis, we go to positive 9, count it out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way up here at the top.
All right. Now, to follow the slope, we're going to go
Up 1, right 2. So up 1, right 2. That's as far as I can go, but I can go backwards by going down 1, left 2. So down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, and just follow the pattern from there. You really don't even have to use your pencil if you see the pattern. Now, connect those, draw the line.
All right. So for that second equation, I'll use the blue. The second equation, m is equal to negative 1, which is equal to negative 1 over 1, which means go down 1, right 1. And the y-intercept is positive 6. So on the x-axis, we go to, on the y-axis, we go to positive 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then we're going to go down 1, right 1.
And just follow that pattern all the way out, down 1, right 1. And we also have to go backwards. So after I finish going forwards, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, let's go backwards. Down 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. All right, so as we can see, we kind of see where our solution is now. There we go.
And we're going to go ahead and circle that solution. That solution is, that's positive, negative 2 on the x-axis, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Positive 8 on the y-axis. So our solution is negative 2, positive 8. All right.
So once again, remember, when we're setting up our systems of equations and solving it by graphing, we're looking for the point of intersection, okay, where the two lines meet.
Let's go ahead and keep moving right along. Let's take a look at number 3. Now, as we look at number 3, neither one of the equations is already in slope-intercept form. So that means we have to change it to slope-intercept form, identify the slope, identify the y-intercept, and then go ahead and graph each line. So I'll do the first equation in red. So that's going to be, we have negative 3x. Oops, let's try that again. Negative 3x plus y equals 8. Now, if I have to move the 3x to the other side, okay? I have to move the 3x to the other side. So in order to do that, the sign of it has to change. So now it's negative 3x. It's going to become positive 3x. So it's going to be, say, y equals 8 plus 3x. But we want to write it with the x term in front. So we're going to write it as y equals 3x plus 8, because the 8 was already positive. Now, for this one, m is equal to positive 3 over 1, which means go up 3, right 1, and the y-intercept is 0, 8. Okay? So, we plot our y-intercept first, is 0, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And then we go up 3, right 1.
Now, we don't have room to go up 3 and right 1, but we do have room to go down 3 and left 1, okay? So you just do the opposite of, if you were going forwards and up, then to go the opposite, you would go to the left and down. So down 3, left 1, and just repeat that process. You'll follow the pattern all the way down. And now we can go ahead and draw a line.
Okay. And let's take a look at the second equation. I'll do that with blue. That one, we have negative x, and that's negative 1x, plus y equals negative 2, right? The reason I'm making sure that x has a negative 1 in front of it, because I have to move that, and that's also where my slope is going to come from. So when we move that negative 1x to the other side, it's going to become positive. So we write it as y equals negative 2 plus 1x, but we want to put that x term in front, so we'll write it as positive 1x and negative 2. Now we see the slope is positive 1 over 1, which means go up 1, right 1. And our y-intercept is equal to -2. So now let's go ahead and plot the y-intercept at y equals -2, and then follow our slope, up 1, right 1 from there.
Which that's pretty easy. We just follow the pattern. But we need to also go backwards, so we just continue the pattern backwards. And now we see where these two lines will intersect. Let's draw our line.
And let's go ahead and circle our intersection. So that's there, and then the y is right here. So the x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5, and the y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -7. So our solution is -5, -7. And now let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. Now for number 4, one of the equations is already in slope-intercept form, but the first equation is not. So let's go ahead and change that first equation. We have 1x plus 2y equals 4. We want to move that 1x to the other side first. So to move it, well, right now it's positive, but when we move it, we have to make it negative. So that would become 2y equals 4 minus 1y, or 4, positive 4, and negative 1x, all right? Now we want to write it in the front. So that's negative 1x and positive 4, and we have to divide everything by 2. So when we do that, the x term becomes -1/2 x, and the 4 becomes positive 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2, 1 divided by 2 is 1/2, and it was already negative. Now we can identify our slope. M equals -1/2. That means go down 1, right 2, and the y-intercept is 0, 2. We're going to plot the y-intercept first on the y-axis at +2, and then follow our slope.
Down 1, right 2, down 1, right 2, and then just follow the pattern from here on out. And then we also want to go backwards, keep the pattern going, but going to the left. We already did it going to the right, now we got to go to the left.
And now we can plot we can write the second, go ahead and do the second one, but if we look, both equations are the same exact thing. So I'm gonna leave the red dots plotted in red, and I'm gonna graph the blue line, the other part of it in blue, because they're essentially the same line. So our solutions here, this is infinite solutions, okay? Infinite solutions, okay? So we can use the infinity sign, or we can actually write out infinite solutions. All right, let's take a look at number 5 here. For number 5, the first equation, which I'm gonna put the red dot next to, is not in slope-intercept form. So once again, we need to go ahead and do that. And let's write that out. 1x plus 3y equals -15. We're gonna move the 1x to the other side. So that becomes 3y equals -15 minus 1x, but we're gonna rewrite it to put the 1x in front. So that's -1x minus 15. Divide everything by 3. That becomes -1/3 x minus 5, because 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 1 divided by 3 is -1/3, and it was already negative. So now we have m equals -1/3, and our y-intercept is 0, -5. And the slope tells us to go down 1 and right 3. So first, let's go ahead and plot the y-intercept, which is at -5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And now we're gonna go down 1, right 3.
Down 1, right 3, down 1, right 3, and follow that pattern backwards, going to the left. Now we can go ahead and connect those dots.
All right, so now let's go ahead and graph the second equation, which is y equals -7. So we go down to y equals -7, and because this is going to be a horizontal line, when y equals a number, we get a horizontal line, okay? So -7 will be right here, and we're just going to draw a horizontal line straight across. let's go ahead and look at where these two lines intersect, which is right here and right there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's positive 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, negative 7. So x is positive 6, y is negative 7. And that would be the solution there, graphically. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip to number 8 because numbers 6 and 7 are just like some of the other problems we've already done before. But number 8 has a different type of line. So I do want to show an example of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Number 8, this blue line, this is going to be a vertical line here. All right. So when it's a vertical line, it starts off with x equals some number. So that means I go to the x-axis, go to that number on the x-axis, and put a dot. And this one is negative 2. And then I'm just going to draw a vertical line straight through that dot. Now that I've done that, the second equation, the one I'm going to put a red dot by, I have to actually go ahead and rewrite that and put that in slope-intercept form. So first we have positive 3x minus 2y equals negative 18. I want to move the 3x to the other side, so it's going to become negative. Then I'm going to rewrite it so the negative 3x is in the front. And the last thing I'm going to do is go ahead and divide everything by negative 2. When I do that, negative 3 divided by negative 2 becomes positive 3 over 2x, and negative 18 divided by negative 2, it becomes positive 9. So our slope is positive 3 over 2, which means go up 3 and right 2, and my y-intercept is 0, positive 9. Okay, so I plot my y-intercept first. That is going to be right here, okay, positive 9. And then I go up 3, right 2. But I don't have room to do that, so I have to go in the opposite direction. I have to go down 3 and left 2.
So down 3, left 2, boom, down 3, left 2, boom, down 3, left 2. And just follow the pattern once again. Connect your dots with one single line, okay?
And right away, we can see what our solution is. That's going to be negative 2 and positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the solution here is negative 2, positive 6. All right. That will conclude this lesson on systems of equations and finding the solutions by graphing. Thank you for joining me again. Deuces.